Yeah, no, it just feels good to put the pads on. Just to, go through OTAs and stuff like that, and even these first couple practices without pads on, there's only so much you can do in terms of contact wise. And, Coach had a big discussion. Coach Allen had a big discussion about being physical. And that's something you have to be in this. And I think, as the padded practices go on, we're gonna get more intense, more physical, and just trying to get ready for the first preseason game coming up.
What kind of pressure is there on you guys out there with 89 guys in camp to make plays like that to kind of jump out at the coaches?
It's a lot of pressure. I mean, honestly, coming in as a rookie, nothing's safe, and that's just really how I feel. There's nothing guaranteed in this league, so you really have to go and play every single play like it's your last. 'Cause at the end of the day, you don't know how many plays you're gonna have left.
When you guys weren't in pads, was there a few times where you felt like you're like, oh, I totally would have been able to do something there, but we haven't got pads on you? You just wait until I get pads on.
Yeah, but I think everybody's saying that in their mind. It doesn't mean anything until you actually put the pads on and then you do it. And then even when you put the pads on, you still have to do it in the game. So, in my mind, I'm just really trying to focus and establishing myself and getting better every day. So I'm ready for Dallas when it comes on.
You feel like in the pressure today, you feel like you stood out a little bit?
I felt good about today. There's always that feeling of getting in pads, how much it's going to change. I've never played at this level before, so coming into this practice, I didn't know how it was going to be with putting the pads on. I didn't know what the step up was going to be to having no pads to put them on. So, I just feel like after this practice, I feel good. I feel like I had a pretty decent practice, so I know I can compete. So now it's just about getting better.
Coach Allen described you as a player who wants to be great and is willing to do, what it takes. Says a lot of people want to be great, but they're not willing to put the work in. You see that from yourself?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely appreciate that coming from him. And that's something which it's tough, but exactly what he says. Everybody wants to be great, and I'm just trying to find a way to actually become great. And I just want to keep trying, and it definitely gets tough. But you just got to keep going. If you want to be great, you have to keep going.
When you're able to do what you do out there, Jack, you're doing it against second stringers, third stringers. How do you translate that onto when you're playing against other guys? Or is it just a mentality, or is it consistency?
Well, I just think going up against just after practice, I got a couple reps with the first string, offensive tackles. That stuff helps. Just talking to them helps because they can critique me and they can help me get better. As I move forward, and it's just like the little things. So playing against the second stringers definitely helps because they've been in this league. Most of them have been in this league for a year or two. But just being able to elevate it to when I'm going against the first string and then going against being able to help out during the season. That's my goal. Making that 53-man roster and then making a difference to this team.
That work ethic, that want to be great, where does that come from? Where do you get that from?
I've had that for a while, and I think that happened when I first came to America in high school. I didn't have no friends out here. I was a basketball player. I didn't have no friends out here, and I didn't really make any friends anytime quickly, and all I could do was just practice basketball. Over here, I saw it as an opportunity to really get better. As not having any friends, no distractions, and that helped. And then I carried that onto football. When I started playing my junior year, and when I saw the success I had, then getting offered a scholarship at Penn State, then everything becomes more realistic. All the goals become more realistic, and I just kind of carried it on from there. And then now it's just like a work ethic thing. I don't even think about the end goal. I just think about every single day about getting better.
Do you still feel like you're trying to catch up? You got the later start than most players. You still catching up?
Nah, I mean, I know there was some speculation coming in from, especially going into the draft. I mean, I played at Penn State for 4 years, as a true freshman. I had a good coach, Coach Larry Johnson. He taught me everything I know today. So, there's a couple things here and there. But in terms of D-line, D-line wise, I know when I mess up. I know when I my responsibilities. So, I know the goal in the game. So, I think that I pretty much, at the same as where I'm supposed to be. I just got to keep pushing.
We were talking to Stefan the other day, and he was saying that all this stuff that's being said about Penn State's going to kind of get into him. Do you feel that too?
You know what? I couldn't say the same thing. It's hard because I love Penn State, and it's a great there's a great atmosphere up there. Some of the greatest fans in the country, and they're very loyal. And I can understand how it's hard. I know for my former teammates, it's definitely hard. There's so much media around, kind of distracting them. But it was something that happened when I wasn't there, and now I moved on, and I'm thinking about the future. And it's I keep in touch with all my friends from Penn State, and I feel for everyone back there. But personally, I have my mind set on different goals now, and I offer all my condolences to everybody who's been affected, especially all the victims. But I can't say it affects me so much.
You keep in touch with people back in London about the Olympics and what's going on there?
I was actually just back there before I came to training camp.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. I'm really impressed with how they changed the city up, to kind of, fit the Olympics. And I never thought that would be possible. But I'm really impressed, and I've been watching it every single chance I get.
Right.